There's a mosque that's very close to where I live, and it's impossible to know how to engage with it.
Especially post 7/7, a lot of Islamic centres and mosques have become quite insular.
And I'd like to see mosques in Southwark be much more relevant and much more open to people of the Muslim faith and non-Muslims and people of no faith.
We have seen that Muslims come from all different backgrounds and are living and working as ordinary citizens within this very diverse borough of Southwark, while trying to practice their religion as peacefully as possible. The community has grown in size since the early Muslims of 1950s and have established their own religious places of worship, which also comes in various shapes and sizes, performing a range of functions from helping people to quit smoking to helping the young to lead a good life. In looking ahead, the Model Mosque competition, run by Islam Channel, can perhaps provide some good examples for mosques in Southwark as to the future role that they can play.
In terms of the future, they need to look at the model mosques. They need to look at the mosques that have won the competition and look at what they have done and how they've become model mosques. So Regent's Park Mosque, East London, the Central Mosque. How have these become super mosques? And how have they committed services to the local community?
Mosques are joining a wider network of organisations to work together for the common good, such as South London citizens who work for justice, dignity and self-respect across 6 South London boroughs.
We see the mosque as very much as it is in the Islamic tradition at the centre of the community. The place where people gather, the place where people's values are shared together. And we hope that for the next generations that we can work together to nurture the leaders, the new leaders, the next generation, so that they can remain at the heart of the community and work with others in the community to change things for the better.
Many would like mosques to be more open and easily accessible to the wider public.
If there were regular open days, even if it doesn't even have to be once a month, but once a quarter, so we knew that there was going to be something, we could make our own approaches.
I think the open days is a great idea, and I think for the open days, this is the thing that again you have another barrier, because for women to come to an open day, they would probably have to cover their heads. So I think you would almost have to supply headscarves if you expected that of them, and also to explain very clearly, it's a sacred space and this is what we believe, again, so that they don't have this kind of, you're not making them go before they've walked through the door. So I think it does need to be very inclusive and based on, come and have a look. There aren't terrorists behind these doors. There's not loads of people making bombs, with various... I think that's the image people have in their minds. That they're all there in this mosque, with the beards and the headscarves, all talking about how they can blow up Britain. And obviously the truth is, it's a lot of people quietly going to pray.
Allah.
Some already have open door practices, like the new Somali Relief and Islamic Cultural Centre.
We're very happy to invite anyone, and we try to invite for the local schools, and we are even very open to invite anyone. And if you see non-Muslims are coming here, you will be surprised the view they have first before they come, and when they come inside, how they change their point of view.
Some of the mosques are in need of more space to be able to accommodate the number of worshippers, so they are looking to buy a new property altogether or expand their premises.
We are contemplating of buying another piece of land along this road.
We don't sit on chairs. We can't physically sit on chairs in this room because we have so much more people. And that's happened recently, by the way, where a lot more interest has come because of the projects we're doing now. The interest has come better.
We already tried for the next door. We tried to rent it next door, and we offer a lot of money. But there maybe someone else take the property. But it's something we're already doing it.
Another initiative still to take place in Southwark is the creation of a body known as the Council of Imams to provide a forum for Imams to speak with one voice.
As masjids, we are really, we haven't combined with each other.
It will be leading a forum for discussion on anything to do about Muslims and anything to do about Islam.
Wherever we speak with a voice, al-ijtihad Ajas Kawi, that is unity is strength. So it will be helpful.
This will generate other newly emerging imams, inshallah, in Sadr, those who would like to take the task of leading Muslims in prayers as well as leading the Ummah, the Muslim community in Sadr.
Whether they support or don't support some of the government policies, but I think it's incumbent upon us to be able to speak out, because more often than not, they can be, and they usually are, a voice for the vast majority, because the vast majority of people don't want to be in the public light, but they want somebody actually to voice their concerns or to voice their appreciation. And if you can do that through imams who are representative, I think that's right.
The idea of a council of imams raises certain questions, not least the issue of funding. Whether it will be funded by the local authorities or by the mosques themselves.
Now in Britain, there is no reason at all why there can't be a Muslim Prime Minister, Muslim Cabinet Ministers, Muslim Chief Executives, Muslim captains of the English teams in different sports. And that's fantastic.
£350,000.
It's extremely important for people to get out there and project the real view, the real image of Muslims.
We've got a bit of detailed feedback to come from some previous meetings, but before we do that, we've got...
If you are not part of the society, then it's them and us. You have to be part of the society. The mosque should go out and encourage people to say, where you live, be part of that society.
You know, be part of your local ward panel, be part of, a steering group, or be part of what's going on with your local authority, with your local community, and be visible in public life, and your voice will filter through and will get heard. So
I've always been to a mixed school, multicultural school, and so post 7/7 I didn't have any problems within that school, because everyone knew me as for myself rather than, oh, there's a girl who wears hijab. So in that sense I was perfectly fine. But if I had isolated myself from the rest of the world, how can I expect people to understand who I am when I'm not going out projecting that image? So I think all Islamic centres, all Muslims have to go out there and become actively involved within wider civic society.
Unless we have contact with everyone, we cannot go forward. You have to have a contact with everybody. We may not agree 100% between me and you, but whatever we agree is better than nothing.
It is important that all citizens of Southwark understand more about Islam. It's important that all Muslims in Southwark understand more about Christianity and the other beliefs that are around in Southwark.
I don't need to be an extremist, just a natural person, a natural Muslim. Love your neighbor, love your community, and the community you are try as much as possible to assist in the community, because the community was built by people. That's why you are able to live in that community. So try to play your own role, good role in that same community.
We know that throughout history, religion does have